Hey everyone, Miguel here with another new video for all of you. I just got done watching The Walking Dead and Comic Book Men, and for Walking Dead, oh my gosh, can't believe what just happened tonight. Gosh, it was crazy. But anyways, yeah, I just got done watching both of those. Yeah, as you can tell from the title, this is another question video. And like always, in the video, I will be answering it personally myself. And then in the comment section below, feel free to leave what you or leave in the comment section below your answer to the question. Sorry, kind of lost track of what I was gonna say there. But anyways, yes, like I said, but yes, do that because it'd be awesome to see what you guys have to say about it. Because it's always good to start a conversation like that, as long as it isn't, a dumb answer and you know what you're saying. But yes, to get to the question, in this video, the question obviously from the title is, are reviews important? And this is actually a very great topic because to some people it's a yes or a no. And how the way I see it, it's a yes for I believe companies and shareholders, and for a no, I think it's more of, well, and the yes can also be for consumers because some people do rely on reviews for what they decide to buy, which isn't a bad thing to do. Personally, I don't do that, but some there are a lot of people that do. And then for the people that would say no, are pretty much people that are like myself, or really like myself, but kind of more extreme with it, who think that reviews are not not needed and stuff like that, and um just think that people reviewing games is just a waste of time and a waste of everyone else's time, which I do agree on some to an extent, because where I stand on this is kind of in the middle, because I because like for myself, I don't use reviews as a way to decide if I want to buy a game. The way I decide to buy a game is from watching videos, seeing previews, trailers, and then if there is a demo or if it's an arcade game, downloading the trial, and then playing it myself to see if I enjoy it to an extent where I would want to buy it. That's pretty much how I choose games. I do look, sorry, I'm still a little bit sick, but I do look at reviews to see what games are you getting, what people are saying about the game, because I do like to stay informed, and that way in case someone does ask me about the game, I can tell them that, because some people, you know, they do take people's suggestions, but if they hear that a game got a 9 over a game that got, say, like a 5, then, well, they might decide to choose the game that got a 9 over that other game. So, yeah. But really, I feel that reviews nowadays are it's very hard to look at a review and be like, and just be so sure about it, because there's so many sites and um, people on YouTube that give reviews that I feel like it's to a point where it's not reliable anymore. I believe, because before I used to look at reviews and take them into consideration, but now after seeing so many different reviews and games and looking at games that get so many different scores, where like if it was like, before it would be like, oh, maybe like a 4 out of 5 and then an 8 or 9 out of 10, um, would be the same. But now you see games that get like 2 out of 5 and you get like an 8 or a 9, and then another place get like a 6, and another place get like a 7, and then another place give like a perfect 10, another place give it a 1, and it's just there's so many different sources out there giving reviews that it's like, which one do you really choose? And obviously everyone has their, well, for everyone who does use reviews, they have their source, whether it be XPlay or IGN, Game Informer, GameSpot, whatever the case might be. They all have their own that they choose from. But I just don't feel like reviews to this, in this day and age, really are reliable. And you know, um, I feel like it's very hard to really say that this game deserves a score when whenever it's not like a unanimous like score, because it might get, it could get something totally different that's not even like an equivalent to what IGN gave it. Like XPlay could give the game like a 2, which would be the equivalent of like, well, like a 2, but IGN might give it like an 8, which is a totally different score. So But I feel like reviews, have become. But the thing is about reviews is that they've become such a huge impact on sales and on and on the companies. Reviews can pretty much make or break a game because, like I said, there are a lot of people that use reviews to their advantage and help them decide what games to buy. They use it as their, you know, source of, is this game a buy or not? And I feel that the reason why I don't look at reviews anymore as a way to buy a game because I've seen many reviews of for games that got bad reviews, got bad scores, but I still end up buying it and I still end up having so much fun with it. Games like Homefront, Hydro Thunder, which got a bad review from IGN, and then Dark Void, um, and so on. There's a few others, and those all got, fairly low scores, and still had, I still have had more fun on those games than I've had on games that've gotten 9 and 10s, from different sources, not just IGN. So but I feel like the reason why reviews are so big, are so big and they have such an impact is because companies companies look at reviews because if they see a review, because reviews come out before the game comes out, and I feel like that's where it hurts the company because reviews are come out like usually like sometimes like a few days to sometimes a week before the product is even on sale for the public. So people are able to look at this review, read it, and watch it, and have an idea of how good this game could be before they can even go to the store and buy it. And when you have that in the consumer's head, they start thinking, well, maybe I shouldn't buy this game. They have second thoughts about it, and then they might not buy it, making it so the sales end up being lower than what the company expected it to be. Whereas before, when reviews weren't that big, when reviews weren't really something that people looked at, companies could just sell a game, and you saw games that got so many per, you know so many purchases, and you saw companies that got so much money because people didn't have reviews or didn't have many reviews to look at, or so the reviews weren't out like days before sometimes. And so it has become something that the company has to look towards. And on top of that, shareholders look at that. And I feel that one of the things that really you know, startled me with reviews is the fact that THQ lost. They lost stockholders, shareholders, because Homefront had gotten bad scores before it even went on sale. Because shareholders understand that reviews, they affect sales. And they saw that Homefront, a week before it was coming out, was already getting sixes and sevens, not scores that looked good, that would make consumers maybe second guess the purchase. So they ended up backing out. They ended up getting rid of their shares in the company, and THQ lost, they ended up losing a good amount, which is bad. But after Homefront came out, it sold over, I think, like a million copies. So whereas it wasn't a critical success, it was a commercial success. And I feel like reviews have gotten very big, very big. And the thing is, what I feel like people don't understand, because you always see people complaining about a review, and I feel like IGN gets the blunt of it because there's such a huge power in the video game industry when it comes to reviews, especially because the reviews are looked at a lot. You always see IGN score for a video game on commercials and trailers and all that, saying what if it obviously if it got a good score, you always see, or you'll see like quotes from IGN saying how good the game is. And so and so that's why they get the most crap thrown at them from customers and gamers like myself, which, well, I shouldn't say like myself, because I don't say anything, because I have nothing against IGN, but I'm saying gamers. There are a lot of us that do give them a lot of crap, which I feel isn't necessary, because what I don't understand, what I don't think people understand is that I think people forgot that reviews are just, and I just got a text message, but I'm not gonna check it. What people don't understand is that reviews are just opinions, and the thing is, because you see, like, because anyone can do a review, and there's so many reviewers on YouTube. that are just ordinary people that just got big because they did reviews and people agreed with them and people liked what they were saying. You know, people thought that they were very not biased, unbiased on what they were saying, and people think because IGN became such a, you know, after IGN became this huge thing, and still is, that now people are saying because, you know, a game gets a 9 that maybe they don't like because, you know, and I agree that sometimes reviews, you know, the reviews, the reviewing system is so flawed and so broken because I agree that, you know, if you're going to take points off for a game that has only been in its third iteration, take points off because the gameplay has not changed at all since the first one, or has, but not significantly enough to where it could be called a, you know, a revolution to the series, or an evolution, I should say, to the series, then Call of Duty should also, which is the gameplay, um, I do say, but and Call of Duty in turn should get so many points, you know, deducted from it for not significantly changing the gameplay, which, you know, I am I'm a fan of Call of Duty, but you know, but I do agree that that is something that is very flawed in reviewing because Call of Duty always gets a, you know, at least a 9 or a 10 or a 4 or a 5 depending on the scale, or, you know, it gets a, you know, at least in the 80s to, you know, 90s if it's out of 100 like Metacritic. And but, you know, and I'm talking about the actual review, not not the people's reviews. But, you know, you see, because I remember God of War, Ratchet and Clank, those are games that have gotten points taken off because maybe the gameplay was getting a little, you know, a little old and wasn't being rejuvenated enough. Well, but it always makes me think, well, Call of Duty or, you know, Battlefield doesn't really change up the gameplay too much from the last iteration, so why should these games be faulted for them when this game doesn't? So that's another reason why I don't believe in reviews, because, you know, because like technically, because I feel like reviews, they should exist because it is a good way to help people pick a game. I do feel that that is a good sense, but I feel like there needs to be less reviews. I feel like there needs to be more of a centralized, you know, maybe like, you know, three different. And I'm not saying that should be XPlay, IGN, and GameSpot because they're like the three biggest. Well, Metacritic, those are like the four big ones, and then the other ones just kind of fall together into a line. But I'm saying like there should just be three. And I'm, you know, and sadly I feel like, and sadly I know people are gonna be, you know, are gonna be too happy about what I say, but I feel that, you know, XPlay and IGN should be two of those. You know, if you were to pick three, I feel like those should be two of them. Probably Metacritic should be the other because those three are so impactful on the games that they review. And whereas other ones, I don't feel like really have a huge impact because, you know, and the thing is, but people understand, like I said before, is that reviews are just opinions, and reviews can be by anyone. Because, you know, you look at Inside Gaming, they do reviews on Machinima, and those are just ordinary people. They started off as ordinary people who just started. They did it because, well, because they can. You can do a review. I can do a review. Anyone can do a review, and that's why I feel like reviews are so skewed, are so faulted, are so flawed because there's only opinions, and an opinion, and the opinion has become such a huge impact on the games now from certain review places, not really, well, and companies, because they are a company, that it makes it worse for the game because so many games I feel don't get the proper reviews anymore because I feel like, and, you know, after, you know, especially from IGN, I feel that sometimes they forget what it is to what, you know, it is to have a good game. You know, because, and not just IGN but all reviews, they have such a big scale, but they forget that the two main things that I feel that a game should have to make it a good game is, one, is it fun? You know, is the gameplay fun? Does, you know, does everything make it a fun game? And two, is there replayability? I feel like those are the two main things that a game should have. You know, you know, because I feel like art style, you know, everything adds up and makes it a better game, art style, story, and all that. But none of it matters because you look at Minecraft or Mario or Zelda to Uncharted, and those are four totally different games, but there's four of the best games, best franchises, best series, you know, besides Minecraft, it's just one game, but the others are just, you know, so huge, but they're so different. They're so different in so many ways, and yet they get the same score. And I feel like, well, that, you know, and right there, it's like, how can that be possible if you're gonna take this, if you're gonna take points off for this game for having something that this game didn't have either, but keep that point, keep those, have that game, keep those points because it's a different game. So, and that's why, and you know, and I might be going like all over the board. So if you, so I'm sorry if like it's hard to keep up, but, you know, but for you, for those of you that do understand what I'm saying, that is what I mean by reviews being flawed, because there's so many factors that come into play that make reviews not, you know, that make it so reviews shouldn't really be necessary. Because, you know, I do feel that reviews should be made because it does help, but I feel like it should only, there should not be as many reviews as there are, because there makes it so it's almost impossible to really help out the consumer, and it really does hurt the company. And so in the end, I would say that reviews, I wouldn't say they're not important, but I would say that they're not technically needed, because the way to, because, and I'm talking about the way that the reviews are, because if we were to change the way reviews work and make them more, you know, simplified, instead of making them these complex things that end up not working, and I don't know how I died right there, but making them so it goes down to like two factors, and those two factors being, you know, how fun the game is, and then the replayability, then I feel like if we'd have a much better system of reviewing than before. So, but anyways, guys, that is pretty much all I have to say. Um, and yeah, so like I said, I feel that reviews are important, but I feel that they're not needed to the sense of how we're like, in the sense of the way reviews are now are not needed. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did watch, I hope you all have a great day. Have always have a fun time gaming, and like always, don't rage quit. Don't ever rage quit. Don't do it. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and I will leave you with me probably sitting in the lobby. See you guys later.